So anyway, we sent out these quotes in advance so that they could be read out today, the day before Silence Day. And that way you might be able to ponder your quote in silence. And each of you is invited to read your quote aloud if you like. You can make any comment on it, or you can share what it means to you. If it doesn't make any sense, you can ask us and we'll give you 75 different answers. And but I think of these quotes are all facets, you might say, of the lustrous diamond of Baba's truth. I mean, there are all these different camera angles, and it's wonderful to hear them all kind of in one session, coming from so many different people. So, and I received immense help from a woman named Elaine Kervin in the selection of these quotes. Something like 650 of them. So anyway, so anybody who wants to begin, I see Hugh Flick has got his hand up.
Go for gold, Hugh.
Okay, I have a nice short quote that I thought would be a good one to begin the meeting on. It says, God always takes care of the one who resides in the city of love. Hopefully we're all residing in the city of love.
Wow. Read that one again, Hugh.
God always takes care of the one who resides in the city of love.
Beautiful. So a rare quote about, an unusual quote of Baba's.
I got two because I have two email addresses.
Lucky.
Oh.
Says, think of me more and more, and all your worries will disappear into the nothing that they really are. And the other one says, everyone, whether consciously or unconsciously, has the same thirst for truth.
Boy, those are shorter than usual. Usually they're much longer. Okay.
Mhm.
Jai Baba. The one I got here is from Baba, and this one is, value the hours of leisure no less than the hours of work, if they are given to thoughts of love and the longing to serve all through love. So I'll read that once again.
Beautiful.
Value the hours of leisure no less than the hours of work, if they are given to thoughts of love and the longing to serve all through love. So just before this session started, I was mentioning this to Prakash, and I said to him, like, I tend to waste most of my time watching TV and, doing wasteful things and not doing, more doing stuff that will enrich my life or add value to my life. I play some silly games on my phone and waste my time. And but then Prakash was telling me that Bhau used to say this to Baba. He would share with Baba saying, I'm not doing anything worthwhile and not going good and stuff like that. And Baba would say, no, don't ever think like that. I know that you're doing fine. You're doing the right thing. And your hours, whatever you do, are not wasted.
Mm.
So there it goes. I don't know what I'm doing, but
But Baba knows.
Whatever you do with Baba, do it with Baba and you're okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Mahmoud has his hand up, although I didn't see him, but let's get him in there before I lose track.
Jai Mai Baba, everyone. When life seems to be idle or empty, it is not due to any curtailment of the infinity of the truth, but is due to one's own lack of capacity to enter into full possession. And I do have another code if I can read it.
Go ahead
Okay.
and read that, and we'll have you read the first one again, too.
Believing in me.
Oh.
Be prepared to believe in yourself. Have faith in your own capacity for longing for truth. Only then will you know truth in its pure and infinite simplicity. Only then will you come to know who I am. Yeah, man.
Mahmoud, could you read those both again?
Sure. When life seems to be idle or empty, it is not due to any curtailment of the infinity of the truth, but is due to one's own lack of capacity to enter into full possession.
I find that one really powerful.
The second one, do not bother about believing in me. Be prepared to believe in yourself. Have faith in your own capacity for longing for truth. Only then will you know truth in its pure and infinite simplicity. Only then will you come to know who I am.
Beautiful.
Jai Baba. So Ken, is that you there? Why don't you go ahead and mute yourself? Thank you.
Okay, I have a quite short one also. I think it's pretty straightforward. The best service is that which makes people start loving me, because in loving me, freedom comes, everlasting freedom.
Go back, go through it again.
The best service is that which makes people start loving me, because in loving me, freedom comes, everlasting freedom.
Beautiful.
There's
Very
something
good.
similar in the discourses. I don't remember the exact quote, but I read it recently.
Very good.
I have
The
a
best-
question, Cassandra, Marta.
Yes.
It says that, I forgot what it said. Loving, thinking of Baba, the saying, service will bring people to love Baba, or service will help people to love Baba. But what if you do service and people love you, but they don't know anything about Baba? Is that the same thing?
Take it away, Jeff.
Good
Or Ken.
question. Very good question. I would say that since you yourself are devoted to Baba, any kind of focus on you that you're not have no ego in it is actually helping them, connecting them with Baba. I think they're unconsciously being connected to Baba through your own life with Baba. Even
If
they
we
think that
remember
it's just-
recently, Heather Nadell, though, brought up a quote by Marnie that she'd use quite often, sometimes about service and sometimes about love. Be very careful of being so in love with love that you do not remember to love the beloved, or be very careful of being in service that you forget about the beloved all the time.
Yeah, I think she said, don't let your service to Baba get in the way of your love for Baba. If you can imagine that, but
Baba talks about the path of self-forgetfulness. And he states that the more we remember him and forget ourselves, the more others who are connected to us will remember us and forget themselves. And thus, by remembering him, we are helping an innumerable number of people simply by forgetting ourselves. There's a whole discourse on that called the path of the self-forgetfulness.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Bill. So
Yeah, if you can
Susan, are
find any
you,
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually a quote that gives an alternate view on service, and I'd like to read it now. I found it from a list of 108 quotes that Kendra Crossing put together.
Yeah, go for it.
The scope of service is not limited to great gestures. They also serve to express their love in little things, a word that gives courage to a drooping heart, or a smile that brings hope and cheer in the midst of gloom, has as much claim to be regarded as service as onerous sacrifices and heroic self-denials. A glance that wipes out bitterness from the heart and sets it throbbing with a new love is also service, although there may be no thought of service in it. Themselves. All these things seem to be small, but life is made up of many such small things. If these small things were ignored, life would be not only unbeautiful, but unspiritual.
Beautiful quote. Very lovely quote. I don't know if anybody wants to hear that again, or I mean, I think many of you are familiar with it, but very beautiful.
yeah,
quote.
we have a lot of hands going up, so.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Susan. That's great.
All right, Rain, your hand's been up for a while.
My beautifully printed out mandala to color in has written on it. There's no source to these quotes, which the stickler finds troubling, but anyway, here I go. If consciousness can swiftly move with life, emancipating itself from overpowering constraint of the past, it does not get involved or distracted, and it can function in integrity, retaining its poise or self-possession. I'll read that again. If consciousness can swiftly move with life, emancipating itself from the overpowering constraint of the past, it does not get involved or distracted, and it can function in integrity, retaining its poise or self-possession. Then it can not only fully understand both joy and sorrow and other opposites of life, but also meet, assimilate, and transcend them through the intuitive understanding of their true values. When one truly understands the real meaning of joy and sorrow and all the other opposites of life, they all confirm the intuitive perception that all life is really one. M.S. Irani.
Wow, beautiful.
Great one.
Wow, lovely.
Nice, very nice. Well, you know, VJ is in India, so it is Silence Day for him. So he posted his quote in the chat. So I'll read it for VJ.
Good.
This weakness of seeing God in things you like. Sorry. Oh. This weakness of seeing God in things you like and shuddering at the idea of his existence in things you don't like or abhor must be overcome. It's only when you rise above all these ideas of good and bad and recognize and see beauty in flowers and filth alike that you find God equally in all, that you could be said to have known and learned something real. And Vijay added a comment. He said it perfectly fits him and he loved it. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. There's a
Anyone
line from
want to-
Rumi. There's a line from Rumi where he says, until perfume perfume and stench are the same to you, how will you ever be able to catch the scent of oneness?
Oh,
Anyway,
well, that gave me chills. Okay, should we go on? We have Shelley next.
Hi, J. Baba, Jeff, and Cassandra, and to all. Okay, this is my quote. How many habits has a person been able to break through love, which he would never have the strength to break without love? And when the love is universal love, all habits which are detrimental either to the individual or to the social order will be dissolved in its light. So the only thing I could say about that one is that things that I threw into the Dooney over the years, Baba really helped me with bad habits and things that I really wanted to be taken away from me. And so this quote is very personal to me. Jai Baba.
beautiful, lovely, Shelley.
Jai Baba.
I, for one, would like to hear it again, Shelley, if you don't mind.
Sure. How many habits has a person been able to break through love, which he would never have the strength to break without love? And when the love is universal love, all habits which are detrimental either to the individual or to the social order will be dissolved in its light. Jai Baba.
Beautiful.
Jai Baba.
Amen.
Meher Prasad. It's your turn. Please unmute.
Okay. All right. If a person is dissatisfied with his environment, it is usually because he does not know how to properly adjust himself to the environment. Instead of thinking, how can I get out of this, and becoming discouraged and depressed, one should think, what is the lesson I can learn from this experience? M.S. Irani.
Mayor Prasad, can you read that again? That's beautiful.
Yeah. If a person is dissatisfied with his environment, it is usually because he does not know how to properly adjust himself to the environment. Instead of thinking, how can I get out of this, and becoming discouraged and depressed, one should think, what is the lesson I can learn from this experience? M.S. Irani. Jai Baba.
Very nice. Prakash Ji, you're next.
Jai Baba, everybody. Lovely quote so far. I think regarding Meher Prasad's quote, I just thought I'll quickly share one line that I heard in one of the meetings, Southeast Gathering perhaps. It says, if you think you're in the right company, then you're not. So, I mean, basically that we should accept everything that goes around. And something similar to is what I just said is a quote that I'm going to share, which is beautiful. I mean, I just love it. And this goes, the only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual amidst every kind of hardship is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God, meeting what life brings in its wake with contentment is a real test of the surrender, love, and faith which a disciple has for his master. I think I have to read this again for everybody to grasp it. The only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual amidst every kind of hardship is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Meeting what life brings in its wake with contentment is the real test of the surrender, love, and faith which a disciple has for his master. M.S. Irani, Jai Baba. This, I mean, I relate to this quite a bit in the sense that to me, it says, accept everything that goes in life and take it as if it's from Baba. I mean, there is one of the, I think, in My Wish, the second line that Baba has, think that Baba has placed me in this situation. And that's what I think this one is telling me. Jai Baba.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
And it really goes very well with the previous quote, which is, what is the lesson I can learn from this experience? That lesson, basically being resigned to his will and surrendering to him, That's a great follow-up quote. Only Baba can, make that possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have a couple of people on the phone who may be having difficulty. If you're on the phone and want to share your quote, go ahead and just unmute and share now. Otherwise, I mean, you don't have to, but otherwise we'll move on. Everybody okay?
I could share. This is Martha.
Okay.
Not by armchair speculation, but by the doing of right things shall spiritual truths be discovered. Honest action is a preliminary to the elimination of spiritual falsehoods. I'm going to read that again, okay? I'm still wondering about this myself. Not by armchair speculation, but by the doing of right things shall spiritual truths be discovered. Honest action is a preliminary to the elimination of spiritual falsehoods.
Thank you.
Jai Baba.
That one is a little tough, Jeff. Any insight on that?
Come on, Jeff, say something if you
Say
want
that-
to.
Yeah, no, what was the question?
Why don't you read it one more time, Martha?
Not by armchair speculation, but by the doing of right things shall spiritual truths be discovered. Honest action is a preliminary to the elimination of spiritual falsehoods. So to me, I mean, what resonates for me is the last sentence about being honest. Honest action. I mean, I strive for that, I guess, personally speaking.
And when you're a little bit off, it shows up. When we're a little bit off on the honesty, the action doesn't quite have the right ring, and we
Right.
learn something about ourselves, I would say.
Yes, thank you.
Good. So let's go for Seppi. You've been patient, dear. Thank you.
Jai Baba, everyone. Be patient, wait in my love. Those who wait for me never wait in vain. Divine love and divine happiness await the one who is victorious and who holds out to the bitter end. M.S. Irani.
So what does that mean to you, Seppi? Anything that comes to mind?
Well, I can be a bit impatient sometimes. Come on, Baba. No, I want to see you. I won't know, whatever. So, but just reminding me, just hang in there. It's all going to be okay. That's what it means to me.
Read it one more time.
Be patient, wait in my love. Those who wait for me never wait in vain. Divine love and divine happiness await the one who is victorious and who holds out to the bitter end.
As Mani used to say, Baba's sister, don't forget, it all has a happy ending.
Seppi, I don't know if you noticed that when I introduced you, I said, thank you for being patient. Did you hear that?
Oh, yes.
So I guess Baba's pleased.
Thank you.
You've got Sue there from England too.
There we go.
We don't want to keep her up past her bedtime.
Yeah, please unmute. Sue.
Thank you, Jai Baba, to everybody, and happy Silence Day tomorrow in Baba. I love this quote I got today. I can't tell you, it's my birthday today, and it's the best Baba quote I ever got.
Happy birthday.
Unqualified. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Unqualified and implicit faith in each other belongs to the world of ideals. In actual practice, it exists only in special cases. Though it is very much to be desired, it cannot come unless the world is populated by persons who deserve unlimited faith. This condition requires a perfect development of the qualities of being reliable, steadfast, and invariably helpful. But these qualities that foster mutual faith remain undeveloped unless one has supreme faith in oneself. It's just the most marvelous quote, like Baba's throwing the gauntlet down to us all.
Beautiful.
Does anyone have an idea of the source of that quote?
Discourses.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
say, but I've never heard it before.
I think it's on
Jeff?
faith. Yeah, it's in the discourses on faith.
Thank you.
I don't know if the title of the discourse is faith, but it's in the discourse of ways. Faith in oneself, faith in God, and faith in life are the three that Baba. Sue, could you read that again?
Yes, please.
Unqualified and implicit faith in each other belongs to the world of ideals. In actual practice, it exists only in special cases. Though it is very much to be desired, it cannot come unless the world is populated by persons who deserve unlimited faith. This condition requires a perfect development of the qualities of being reliable, steadfast, and invariably helpful. But these qualities that foster mutual faith remain undeveloped unless one has supreme faith in oneself.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Lots about digging deep. Dig deep. Keep digging.
Again, happy
Thank you.
birthday, and you and
Yeah.
Baba have a good time on your birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I am. It's good company I'm in.
Yeah.
Jai Baba. Okay, Mr. Jack, please go
Hi.
ahead.
You guys can hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep.
Good. Happy birthday, Sue, old friend. Good to see your face again. Okay. What I'm going to read, Angela, thank you for sending these two quotes to both Marge and I. And the one that you sent, the first one, is the epitome of, if that's the right word, of my experience over before Baba and right after Baba. You should become lost in the idea of possessing the beloved by hook or by crook. When you are prepared in your heart of hearts to gain union with God at the cost of life and the ridicule of the whole world, then perhaps you may be said to have entered the lane of divine love. That's it.
MS Irani. Yeah.
Very nice, Jeff.
Did you say you had two or just the one quote?
March has the other quote.
Oh, is she there?
Yeah, go ahead, March.
Okay, much love to everyone and happy birthday, Sue. We are so glad you were born. And my quote, and thank you, Angela, for sending them to us. If the avatar or a Sadhguru wishes his disciples to renounce something, he resorts to one of two methods. One way is that he snatches the thing away from him or has it stolen. Another is that he gives it such an importance that the person himself becomes fed up and gives it up.
Read that again, Marge.
Yeah, I like this one. If the avatar or a Sadhguru wishes his disciples to renounce something, he resorts to one of two methods. One way is that he snatches the thing away from him or has it stolen. Another is that he gives it such an importance that the person himself becomes fed up and gives it up.
We're fed up. We're giving it up. Okay, Baba.
I've actually experienced that second one.
And I have experienced both
Yep,
many
beautiful.
times.
Thank you, March.
Thank you for doing this, Jeff and Cassandra.
Yeah, sure.
So Joe Stewart is having trouble with his audio, so he pasted his quote in the chat and I will read it for him, okay?
Good.
To help the poor, the needy, and suffering people is service. Such persons give us the opportunity to serve them, and we should be thankful to them. While performing such service, we should not have the least thought of the self. Only then can it be called real service. Meher Baba. Thank you for sharing that with us, Joe.
That reminds me of a quote from St. Vincent de Paul, who I don't use the thrift stores that are around the country.
Yeah.
But his quote was, "It is only by feeling your love that the poor will forgive you for your generosity."
Wow. Wow. That's cool.
Okay.
Can you say that again, Jeff, please?
It is only by feeling your love that the poor will forgive you for your generosity. Someone who really knows what they're doing with their thrift stores.
All right, Wendy K.
All the way from Ontario.
Okay. The first time I went to India, I was there for Silence Day. So it feels, I don't know, auspicious for me today to be doing this. To follow the spiritual path and to enable the mind to accept the spiritual, the material needs must, to some extent, be satisfied. And I've read this many times, and I'm not sure that I really have it. I'll be honest. It does fit with my first trip there. I remember coming out of the airport and feeling so incredibly guilty that I had so much and they had so little. It was devastating for me. I think I cried the first 2 hours going up the hill. But I'm not sure that that's what that means.
Read it again.
To follow the spiritual path and to enable the mind to accept the spiritual, the material needs must, to some extent, be satisfied. And it's MS Aren.
Yeah, that's Baba. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of still in a quandrum about that. Sometimes I do feel like I have so much, and it's not that I don't share, I do. But sometimes I feel guilty because I have so much and others have so little.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good.
Can you read it one more time?
Sure. To follow the spiritual path and to enable the mind to accept the spiritual, the material needs must, to some extent, be satisfied. I just don't know.
What I think Bob is saying is you don't want to let attention to your material needs distract you from being able to focus on Baba. You know, if you let your health go way downhill and you don't take care of it, then you're having to think about your health, and that might be distract you from focusing on Baba.
Okay.
You know, if you don't observe a kind of healthy diet and you get, you know, you're having to focus on your ill health.
Right.
You know, you so, but you don't have to have more than
Right.
you need, but at least enough so that your attention isn't being focused. You know, you got warm clothes, so you're not sitting there shivering all night. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha. Okay.
Jeff, I also, Jeff, I remember something when Bill LePage was feeling very guilty. I mean, Don Stevens was feeling very guilty about his wealthy life and his work in the oil company and his comfort. He was feeling very bad about it, and he brought it to Baba and told Baba that he was feeling upset about it. And Baba looked at him very seriously and said, "Who do you think gave you all this?"
Mm.
And that seems to put that idea in perspective for me, that little story.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and Baba wanted Don Stevens in that field that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Yeah.
he had some special work at that in the whatever the oil business.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Thank you. That put it in perspective for me, Martha.
Good.
Thank you. Got it.
All right. So Mona has asked me to read her quote for her, and I'm happy to do that. God never condemns us or turns us from his door, so we should not condemn even those who condemn us.
Mm.
Again, God never condemns us or turns us from his door, so we should not condemn even those who condemn us.
And what Mona is that?
I don't know. Which Mona are you? Mona silence. Oh, Mona's on silence.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Probably Mona from India who does
must be.
the Tuesday, Thursday, Lord Mayhair is my guess.
Mona from
Okay.
India. Yeah, she just confirmed.
Good.
Mona silence from India. Thank you, Mona, for sharing it.
Cassandra, I think Jim Oppenheim has something. Why don't we do him next? He may be on phone or something.
Sure thing.
I've got it. Hi. I've got one. Okay. Love is the reflection of God's unity in the world of duality. It constitutes the entire significance of creation. As love gathers strength, it generates creative restlessness and becomes the main driving power of that spiritual dynamic, which ultimately succeeds in restoring to consciousness the original unity of being. Bravo.
Ooh, read that one again, James. That's beautiful.
Mhm. Love is the reflection of God's unity in the world of duality. It constitutes the entire significance of creation. As love gathers strength, it generates creative restlessness and becomes the main driving power of that spiritual dynamic, which ultimately succeeds in restoring to consciousness the original unity of being. There, Bob.
We'll go to Bob.
Very good.
That's
Thank
an amazing. Where did that come from? Do we know the source?
No, we don't have the source
That's,
for these.
that's the
unless Jeff-
discourses.
Oh, that's discourses.
At the very end of one of the discourses.
So, Sue Lerner, thank you for your patience. Please share.
There, thank you. And also Angela and Jeff, thank you for sending me this quote at the last minute. I appreciate it. So this says, do your duty faithfully and conscientiously and put it above everything else. Then you will please me. Neither praise nor blame should distract you from the path of your duty. Leave aside all other considerations but your appointed duty. And to me, that can certainly be taken in terms of our day-to-day activities or whatever duty, or, Baba says, do not shirk your responsibilities. So it can certainly be taken on that level. And I certainly need this reminder for myself at the current time. But I also was thinking about, and I've mentioned this little anecdote before, that it's only hearsay to me, but at one point when Baba was down at the Mayor Center on one of his trips here, and he was in the lagoon cabin seeing people, and apparently someone came up and was seated outside on one of the benches and talking to a couple of people there. And this was back in the time of Rachel Carson and Silent Spring and pollution and, in the water and on the earth and so on. And this person was very churned up about that. And she was saying, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Everything's polluted. We're killing the fish. We're polluting the waters. And anyway, Baba came out, apparently, like I say, this is all hearsay to me. And he said, what is going on? And she said, oh, Baba, the waters are being polluted, the fish are dying. Oh my goodness, all this is going on and it's destroying the earth. And Baba said, yes, I know. And your duty is to love me. And so with that in mind, and today's current chaos in any level and issue you want to name, all of the churning and turmoil and divisiveness and unsettledness and in disharmony, I'll read this again and you can see how it sounds. Bearing in mind that Baba said, your duty is to love me. Do your duty faithfully and conscientiously and put it above everything else. Then you will please me. Neither praise nor blame should distract you from the path of your duty. Leave aside all other considerations but your appointed duty. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Sue.
Beautiful.
I wanted to mention that this woman that you spoke of, Tom Riley was an eyewitness to that story.
Mm.
And he said she was 100% obsessed with this chemical problem, environmental.
Mm-hmm.
But after Baba said that, she was 100% obsessed with Baba.
Right.
Instead.
Great. Thank you. That's great.
Clever trick that Baba uses.
That reminds me that Delia de Leon was a real worrywart. She was very a real obsessively worrying. And right in the middle of when London was being bombarded in World War II, Baba sent her a cable. I don't know the exact wording, but he said, "Remain calm. If you remain calm, I will be able to work through you." Imagine giving that to somebody with bombs and things being destroyed. Remain calm. If you remain calm, I'll be able to work through you. Even for the environment.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, Paula, please share.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
This is amazing. I'm at my car dealership, so it's being blessed. And it's amazing I figured out how to do this because there's no Wi-Fi on my iPad. Anyway, okay, this is my quote, and thank you very much. Service is an ordeal which tries body, mind, and spirit, or else wherein would lie the perfection of serving if it were to be easy and at one's convenience? The body suffers, the mind is tormented, but the spirit of the selfless service of the master experiences the bliss of satisfaction.
Yeah, go through that again, Paula. Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't a clue. Service is an ordeal which tries body, mind, and spirit, or else wherein would lie the perfection of serving if it were to be easy and at one's convenience? The body suffers, the mind is tormented, but the spirit of the selfless server of the master experiences the bliss of satisfaction.
What does that mean to you? What does it?
I haven't a clue. I have no idea about the bliss of satisfaction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know about the body suffering. I know about the mind being tormented.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no clue about bliss.
Oh, good. That's great. I like that. Yeah.
You're in for a real surprise one day.
Yeah. That knowing gives you a little speck of bliss. Knowing that you're being of service. Yeah.
You need to give us the address of the car place so we now know where to take our cars.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, it's in Mount Vernon, Washington, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what, Washington State?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yippee-doo. We'll be right over.
Oh, good.
They're gonna have a lot of visitors.
Okay, so Shraddha Sorti is also on silence, being in India. So
No, she's
I
in
will read.
California. Yeah.
I will read the quote. As long as the idea of service is tied to the idea of results, it is inevitably fraught with a sense of incompleteness. You have to do your work without worrying about consequences, irrespective of success or failure. Bear in mind that you should not at all seek appreciation from me or from others. The work in itself is its own appreciation.
Beautiful. Read that one again. That's a very deep.
Yeah, we seem to have a
So that-
theme going on here about
Yeah.
service, huh? Hi, Shraddha. Thank you for sharing. We love you. Okay, I'm going to read it again. As long as the idea of service is tied to the idea of results, it is inevitably fraught with a sense of incompleteness. You have to do your work without worrying about consequences, irrespective of success or failure. Bear in mind that you should not at all seek appreciation from me or from others. The work in itself is its own appreciation.
Excellent.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty difficult.
Pretty good. Yeah. He sure knows how to turn a phrase.
Just make sure we don't appreciate anything Randy does.
Thank
So
you.
no-
I'm quite used to it with my daughter, but yes, please don't appreciate me. Thank you.
Please hold your applause to the end.
Hold your applause. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Shailaja and Jasmine, please share. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Yeah. Yeah, this is my
Oh, already colored. Beautiful.
my son Meher colored it.
Oh, good. Meher did. Beautiful.
So I'll read the quote. It says, whatever brings you nearer to the path and suits you best is the best for you, provided you are able to put into practice wholeheartedly and in harmony with the natural bent of your mind. M.S. Irani.
Ooh, yeah. Read that again, Jaisima.
Okay. Whatever brings you nearer to the path and suits you best is best for you, provided you are able to put into practice wholeheartedly and in harmony with the natural bent of your mind. M.S. Irani.
Beautiful.
Jai Baba. This is actually, this is mandala done by a daughter, Shireen.
Uh-huh.
The coloring.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'll read the quote. Yeah. If someone speaks angrily with you, be humble with him. I want you to help me by helping one another through practicing greater tolerance towards all, even those who cause you provocation. I want you to do this through love and not through compulsion. M.S. Irani.
Shailaja, try that one again. Do that.
Okay, dear. If someone speaks angrily with you, be humble with him. I want you to help me by helping one another through practicing greater tolerance towards all, even those who cause you provocation. I want you to do this through love and not through compulsion. M.S. Irani.
Ooh, now that is a tall order.
Yeah.
Can we see your daughter's picture, painting again? Coloring on?
Yeah. That.
Oh, wow. Oh, she did a great job. Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. And Elizabeth.
Thank you, Jeff.
Beautiful.
I think we're on an anger theme. Mine's about anger too. It is better to feel angry sometimes than merely to suppress anger. You then have an opportunity to think about anger, its causes, and its consequences. M.S. Irani.
Oh, I get plenty of chances at that one. Thank you.
Yeah. Run that by again, Elizabeth.
Every day.
Okay. It is better to feel angry sometimes than merely to suppress anger. You then have an opportunity to think about anger, its causes, and its consequences. M.S. Irani. So I personally don't like to feel angry. So this was an interesting one for me. I would prefer not to have angry feelings.
Yeah,
But it's
that-
interesting that this is, I guess, part of what Baba means by bringing things up that need to come out and be expressed in order to be resolved.
Yeah. Yeah, Baba was not as, what can I say, as critical of anger as our norms teach us in this country. People were allowed to express anger, but they had, well, Bob would have them apologize when they were angry, but I feel our culture kind of represses anger a lot. And, and it's a little bit, can be a little unhealthy.
Yeah, then it goes into all the other aspects of anger, jealousy, greed,
Yeah.
all of the aspects of anger if you suppress it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Sabotage.
feel it. You don't have to act on it, but boy, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. Patty Curtis, please unmute.
Dear Baba, everyone. Wonderful to hear all these quotes. Very moving, very touching, and many of them very relevant for me. I have a very short quote today, and it applies a lot of areas in my life, actually. I push you away, then I draw you close. Again, I push you off and draw you even closer. M.S. Arani. I've been feeling that a lot lately, so it was really appropriate. And all it did was make me want to hold on tighter to him. So there was some joy in knowing that. So I'm looking forward to the Silence Day and all welcoming all these lovely faces to introduce it for me. I'll align with India time after this is over. So Jai Baba, everybody. Wonderful to see you all.
Hey, Cassandra, is this going to be played tomorrow? The reading out of the quotes tomorrow?
Yes, Angela's
Okay.
gonna, as soon as we're done, she's gonna grab it and edit it.
Yeah, you'll see.
So it'll be
yourself.
available. Yeah.
Beautiful,
You know,
beautiful.
So
thank you all for doing this too. It's wonderful.
Good. And uh-oh. Moped? G Moped. Oh, Goer. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it comes up that way on my computer.
That's all right.
Well, the quote that was sent to me could not have been more appropriate at this point in my life. Because I've been striving towards this for the last so many years. And I had a chance to have a beautiful silent meditation with Baba while coloring my quote. So can you see?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, where?
Yeah. So here it goes. And Baba says, the state of complete desirelessness is latent in everyone. And when, through complete detachment, one reaches the state of wanting nothing, one taps the unfailing inner source of eternal and unfading happiness, which is not based upon the objects of the world, but is sustained by self-knowledge and self-realization.
Ooh.
M.S. Irani.
Oh, the clock chimed 12.
Oh,
Oh, 1.
Beautiful. Shall I read it again?
Yeah, read it again, Goer. Yeah.
Okay. The state of complete desirelessness is latent in everyone. And when, through complete detachment, one reaches the state of wanting nothing, one taps the unfailing inner source of eternal and unfading happiness, which is not based upon the objects of the world, but is sustained by self-knowledge and self-realization. Jai Baba. This is it. It could not have been more appropriate for me, truly. And I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Angela.
And
Has been-
did your father, uh, did he say things like that toward the end of his life?
Yeah, he lived it. Actually, he lived it. This wanting nothing and having the detachment from life while being in life. So that was a huge lesson for me. Yeah.
Her father was Minu Karas, one of Baba's Mandali, who was really very just established in Baba through and through.
So, Jai Baba, thank you for sharing. This was so
Thank you,
appropriate.
dear. Very nice. And now we have Judy Robertson. Please unmute.
There we go. Well, by Baba's grace, my computer decided about 5 minutes ago it would finally release my quote. I couldn't open it for reasons unknown. Me and technology, I guess. This is a lovely one, which I haven't even begun to process yet. So we can do that together. Love is one, but it is of several kinds. The lowest is attraction. It develops with progress in evolution and transforms into real love, which is like a stream flowing silent, serene, passionless, eternal, perfect, and pure. Divine love is the highest of all, but it is not silent. It has terrible longings. It is not peaceful. The winds of evolution, reincarnation, and involution blow the stream of attraction through the inanimate world, turning it into a river in the animal and human kingdoms, and finally transforming it into the ocean of divine love upon realization.
Ooh. How about taking us through that journey again, Judy?
Wow. Yes, please read that again.
Love is one, but it is of several kinds. The lowest is attraction. It develops with progress in evolution and transforms into real love, which is like a stream flowing silent, serene, passionless, eternal, perfect, and pure. Divine love is the highest of all, but it is not silent. It has terrible longing. It is not peaceful. The winds of evolution, reincarnation, and involution blow the stream of attraction through the inanimate world, turning it into a river in the animal and human kingdom, and finally transforming it into an ocean of divine love upon realization. What a journey we all have ahead, unless perhaps some of you are already realized, but coming from the place of one that isn't, what a journey we have to look forward to.
Yeah. And it's not even ahead. It's unfortunately it's right now, but it's hard to see it.
And it's not, you know, in this human part, it's not silent. We've got the winds of terrible longing, that it is not peaceful. And more winds. Well, we're now in human. We now have a river. Our stream has turned into a river, and but it's going to be finally transformed into an ocean of divine love when we get realized. So
very good. Thank
you, Baba.
Yeah, thank
Jai
you,
Baba.
Judy.
Thank you, Judy. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Baba.
Yeah, my Buddhist teacher used to say to me, it's right there inside of you already. All you have to do is notice it. And it's the noticing it that's the hard part.
Yeah. Especially when you can't find your glasses.
Yeah, yeah. And you're half asleep anyway. Rebecca Kent. Please unmute. Very good.
Jai Baba. One who is affected by agreeable things is bound to be affected by disagreeable things. It is not possible to deny only the disagreeable stimuli and remain inwardly attached to the agreeable stimuli. If the mind is to remain unmoved by the onslaughts of the opposites, it cannot continue to be attached to the expressions of agreeable stimuli and be influenced by them. The equipoise consists in meeting both alternatives with complete detachment.
That's a tall order.
It is.
Yeah, he makes them sound so easy.
Yeah.
Becky,
Sounds good
can
on
you read
paper.
that again, please?
Sure. One who is affected by agreeable things is bound to be affected by disagreeable things. It is not possible to deny only the disagreeable stimuli and remain inwardly attached to the agreeable stimuli. If the mind is to remain unmoved by the onslaughts of the opposites, it cannot continue to be attached to the expressions of agreeable stimuli and be influenced by them. The equipoise consists in meeting both alternatives with complete detachment.
Thank you. Nice. So just a reminder, I see you, Jeff, I'll be right there. Just a reminder, if you're on a telephone only dialed in, it's hard to raise your hand. So please just unmute and share now if you'd like.
Jai Baba, everyone. That last beautiful story you shared, I heard just yesterday talking with a friend about Baba, and she told me this beautiful story as I shared about Baba, which pertains to almost every quote that it does pertain to every quote that everybody shared. And she spoke about a teacher with a group of students, and the teacher was near a well that wasn't too deep, but it was near the group. And the teacher saw a scorpion walking on the edge of the well, and it went into the well, and the teacher saw that the scorpion was drowning and immediately put his hand into the well by the scorpion drowning and pulled it out, and immediately was bitten by the scorpion very bad and released his hand with the scorpion going back into the water. And he was about to go and take the scorpion out again, and one of the students got a little bit agitated, if not more, and said, "Please don't put your hand in there that way." And the teacher immediately took a stick, picked the scorpion up, and flashed it over to the bushes. And then the teacher said to the group, "It's very important to have equipoise and let your true self of love consciousness be there as much as you can." When I heard that story, it just reminded me of everything that everybody's sharing with these quotes of Baba. To let that love, divine consciousness that lies latent in us, and like this teacher just, even with the scorpion, pulled it out knowing what would happen. The nature of the scorpion is still the nature of the scorpion. And that story just touched me in so many ways as these quotes have been shared. I just wanted to share that with all of us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
And then we have, Bill Cliff, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Bill Cliff? I was just about to call on you.
Huh.
Oh, darn. moment to
Go for
submit.
Armel there, I guess.
All right, Armel, please go ahead and unmute.
Hi,
Jay Baba.
Jay Baba. I'm in Paris, so it's wonderful to see you all. Thank you for doing this, Jeff and Cassandra. Okay, here's the quote I got. The same fact in life looks different to different people, its appearance being determined by the particular window of the spiritual nature from which the individual looks. Each person must look at cause and effect from the window that is natural to him. To try to see through all windows is to risk stagnation in the complexity of a whirlpool of intellectual facts that can never be integrated by intellectual means. To try to argue another out of the seeming world of reality that he sees from his window is to argue the unarguable.
Ah, very good.
Oh my goodness, Jay.
Amazing.
Armel, read that again. That's beautiful. I mean, that's so much. We spent a lot of time in that delusion.
Exactly. I've
In
tried
the
to
course
do
of our
that.
life.
I've tried to do that recently. It's really very appropriate. The same fact in life looks different to different people. Its appearance being determined by the particular window of the spiritual nature from which the individual looks. Each person must look at cause and effect from the window that is natural to him. To try to see through all windows is to risk stagnation in the complexity of a whirlpool of intellectual facts that can never be integrated by intellectual means. To try to argue another out of the seeming world of reality that he sees from his window is to argue the unarguable. MS Irani, Jay Baba.
That quote's imperative at this time. We need the source of that quote. I need to staple it on my brow. Thank you.
Yeah, Rainey, you have my email address, and I just, it was kind of complicated to put all of the attributions on these.
Yeah, it's very difficult to send them out.
One thing though, I'm reminded of Erich, who was able to, I felt, get inside of people and see through their eyes, but not through the intellectual or their opinion, but he's able to get inside and see how others view things through empathy. So it can be done, but it's not through an intellectual projection, but through empathy. I mean, it's a rare thing, but something beautiful to behold.
So where did that come from, Amanda?
I can't quite remember where that's from. Okay. But Rainey, I hope will, and I can look it up. I have the attribution somewhere, but I don't, it's in my computer somewhere.
I would love that. I feel like Rainey on that one.
Yeah, I would like that too.
What we'll do, let's see, just how to do that, I don't know. I don't know enough about computers, but I'm trying to think of if I could get it to, I'll try to send it to Angela.
Cassandra, send it to Cassandra.
Yeah.
I can send it to you, Cassandra?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send it to Cassandra, but it won't be during the course of this. It'll have to be later.
Yeah. I'll put my email in the chat window. Anybody wants Need to look up their quote. I can do that too.
It's from Listen Humanity.
Oh, good.
Oh, Meher Prasad, very good.
Yay. Happy birthday.
I just looked it up. I'll paste the link in the chat window.
Oh, good.
What page is it on?
This is amazing because that's the book that got me to Baba. So
Oh,
thank you. That's a real gift then.
Wow.
Meher, you're so fast.
Yeah. Thank you.
Meher, is this your birthday?
No, I was just,
No.
I was just congratulating, you feel like a happy birthday when you hit the lottery like that.
What page was it on in Listen Humanity, if you don't mind, please?
It says page 131 to 133.
Thank you, Jay Baba.
But they're different editions, so you may.
I'll be close enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have someone on the phone who's ready to share. This brave person whose phone number starts with area code 541.
It's Wayne Myers in Oregon. Can you hear me?
Oh, good. We hear you.
Jay Baba,
Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Great. I'm outside in my garden, sort of pre-Advent Silence Day. So, but here's the quote from Meher Baba. Suppose there is a railroad engine with 5 or 6 bogies attached to it. Some contain gold, some silver, and some cow dung. But as long as the link with the engine is maintained, all are safe and will reach the same destination. But no sooner is...
Uh-oh, we lost you, Wayne. Are you still there?
Yeah, we're stuck with one of these bogies with filth in it.
Yeah, we may
Move the
never
thing
figure
along,
that out.
Wayne.
We missed the punchline, Wayne.
We're stuck here.
He had to leave. I saw him
I
leave.
think, yeah, he lost his connection, so
Okay,
hopefully he'll get back.
we'll come back.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
But for the punchline, if he doesn't, Bauji used to speak often of this, which Baba said, that as long as you're hooked up to the engine, whether you're, shit or flowers or anything else, it all goes to the same place. So the important essence of it is stick to the engine, Meher Baba.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, we have time for more shares if anybody would like to share. Marcia, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my quote is, you can keep only one beloved in your heart, although you can and may keep many human loves in your mind. By offering pure, unadulterated love to anyone and anything, you will be loving me. I think it says M.S. Irani. I can't read it too well.
Beautiful. Read that again, Marcia. This is a really deep quote.
You can keep only one beloved in your heart, although you can and may keep many human loves in your mind. By offering pure, unadulterated love to anyone and anything, you will be loving me. Yeah, it's a good quote.
Good one.
It felt good for me.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you for doing all
Did
this.
you do your coloring, Marcia? Because I know you're an artist.
I've been sleeping a lot. I've been pretty knocked out. So
Oh,
I will
okay,
color
never
it.
mind.
I will color it maybe tomorrow. But anyway, good to see all of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll mute.
And we have Bill Cliff is back. Want to unmute Bill?
Yeah, my internet connection is going out at all times and might go out in the middle of this. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
You're a little bit
All right, let me
drunk,
read
but
my
you're
quote.
okay.
I was reminded of one thing about 10 or 15 minutes ago. All right, it's crazy because if I had a little sign came up, your internet connection is unstable, so I guess I'm unstable too.
Oh, you're good now.
let's just, I did want to go back about 15 minutes ago. There was someone was giving Baba's quote on duty, and Baba does give us one duty. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your duty is to keep me constantly with you in your thoughts, speech, and action. Did you all hear that?
Yes.
We got it.
Perfect.
Good job.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, Bill.
If you can't hear, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay,
hear.
good, good. All right, this is a quote. I think it's from this is the quote that I was given. All right, let me try it. Everyday life must be guided by discrimination and inspired by the highest intuitions. The difficult thing is to act upon the knowledge one has. And one of the best methods of adding to one's own spiritual wisdom is to make use of this inherent knowledge. If the sadhana, spiritual practice of knowledge, is to be fruitful, it must be implemented at every step by the emphasis on action. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
We got
yeah.
it. Good
We
job,
got that.
Bill. Yeah.
Read that again, Bill.
Oh, good. Good, good. Yeah, this is from the discourse on the, I think, deeper aspects of sadhana, which I believe is the last one in volume 2. Everyday life must be guided by discrimination and inspired by the highest intuitions. The difficult thing is to act upon the knowledge one has. And one of the best methods of adding to one's own spiritual wisdom is to make use of this inherent knowledge. If the sadhana, spiritual practice of knowledge, is to be fruitful, it must be implemented at every step by the emphasis on action. And I think somewhere else, Baba says that we may need to take to the life of action to wear out some of the sanskaras we've created. So that's sort of.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you, Bill. Hey, we got Wayne Meyer back.
Yeah, Wayne, you left us hanging, buddy.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Sorry about that. I was trying to.
Wayne Meyer.
Yeah. Wayne Myers in Oregon. Okay, I'll read it now. Suppose there is a railroad engine with 5 or 6 bogies attached to it. Some contain gold, some silver, and some cow dung. But as long as the link with the engine is maintained, all are safe and will reach the same destination. But no sooner is the link snapped than the wagons shall be where they are. So don't bother about your thoughts, whether good or bad. Bear in mind that all thoughts are illusory. The only reality is to catch firm hold of my Dhamma. Meher Baba.
Beautiful.
Good
Yeah.
one.
Great.
Hey,
Thank
Baba.
you. Jay Baba.
Jai Baba.
Okay. Bill Byers.
Okay, mine is pretty brief, so I'll read it twice. The glow of love should allow itself to be illuminated by a free and unhampered play of reason. The glow of love should allow itself to be illumined by a free and unhampered play of reason. To me, that one came out sort of like the inverse of what I would have thought Baba would say. I would have thought he would say something more like, for reason to be free and unhampered, it has to be illumined by love. But he's kind of saying it the other way around.
Yeah. Good,
So
good.
to me, I think it just says to me that the two have to be integrated.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a good, good insight there.
Okay. There's still time for people to raise their hands if they would like to. I'm sorry.
I just want to make a comment on that. It's important to find the context because actually he does say it has to be informed by the heart. That reason has to be informed by the heart, or there's no, it's sort of like there's no real energy or something behind it. I don't know what the exact words are, but it's important. It is, they each have a different influence on each other.
Thank you.
I'm trying to find that.
Okay, I have Telly Leinbach had to leave, so he emailed his quote to me to read for him, okay? So this is his quote. The individual never achieves true freedom until he is no longer pushed or pulled by any inner compulsion. When he has worked through all the desires and worn them so threadbare that he can be or not be, have or have not, then he is free. It is here that the avatar or perfect masters are indispensable in helping to lighten this crushing burden of trying to wear out and discard the wants. Meher Baba. Okay. Thank you. You got muted, Jeff. There you go.
How about reading that again?
Okay.
Yeah.
The individual never achieves true freedom until he is no longer pushed or pulled by any inner compulsion. When he has worked through all the desires and worn them so threadbare that he can be or not be, have or have not, then he is free. It is here that the avatar or perfect masters are indispensable in helping to lighten this crushing burden of trying to wear out and discard the wants. Jai Baba.
It's interesting that he mentions the inner compulsions, which are a lot more difficult and subtle.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, Marta.
So what would an inner compulsion be, Jeff?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of them a little bit more on the subconscious level. That not just obvious, you know, you want an ice cream cone. You know, I mean, when you know, it's something that you can consciously see your desire for something, but these more subtle inner compulsions.
Yes, I understand that, but I don't know what that would be.
Well, wanting or not.
Say you see somebody and you feel kind of being repulsed by them. You know, and they haven't done anything externally, but there's this at that level.
Gotcha.
You're kind of getting moved around. It's a little more of a subtle thing to get at. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
So what are you supposed to do when that happens?
You
call Jeff.
Yeah, call Jeff.
You turn on MSNBC and no. No. Yeah,
Say
no,
Baba's name.
I mean, as much as you, what's that?
Say Baba's name.
Yeah, as much as you can bring it to Baba, those subtle things, so he can be working on the inside to help you with them. And how to give it to Baba, that's how we give things to Baba of that nature is a whole journey in itself. How to give those compulsions and being impelled this way and that, to give that to Baba is an art form, you might say.
Do you mean hand it to him gently rather than throw it at him in a fluffy slipper towards the painting? How do you mean that?
Anyway, you know.
Either way.
Anything that sticks on the wall.
I have a resident fluffy slipper that I put emotions in and throw, you know.
it's, I mean, that bears a whole discussion sometimes of how to give things to Bob. I mean, that's a deep, and how each one has a different ways of giving things to Baba. Someday we have had that on the late night chat, but it's it's ever like it's a deep and ongoing subject, I would say. Yeah.
I'll make a note of it for our next refectory chat. How's that?
Yeah, I was just writing it down too. And probably there's different levels too of, like 2 years ago, I did one thing and I may do something now. And, it's, then I hear all these ideas from everybody and get new ideas. And,
What about effort and grace? I can't we might have touched it, but I mean, I never really understood it until you just said what you just said, which was pretty, now I want to know more.
Yeah. Well, I think you just try, and by trying and doing it, the method starts to define itself. The method for you starts to define itself. It's you might have some some formula that starts out with, but it'll soon become very original to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Can Janet, I'm sorry, who's talking?
It's Wendy.
Oh, Wendy, hi.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put my, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. So what you're talking about right now, so we're not supposed to ask Baba for things, but is it okay to ask, can you show me a way to, know when I'm in that state, like something that will make me aware of it, and then something that will take it down so that it's not all encompassing. That's okay, right? Like some people say don't ask Baba for anything, but
well, what the Mandali said, ask him for anything and everything, but don't expect him to take it away according to your timing.
Okay, so you can ask.
Yeah. I mean, asking is a form of sharing. Baba, I'm scared. I'm terrified. Please take away this fear. This anxiety. It's a way of sharing yourself with Baba. Now, whether he, I'm gone. Oh, wait.
No, you're there.
Oh, I came back. But, if it doesn't go away immediately, but the effort that you make is one huge layer that you've given of your anxiety or fear. But it may, there's a layer behind that looks just like the one you gave him. So don't think that you're going to see very clear results. Sometimes there are, but sometimes it's a very slow attrition.
Right. Okay.
You can't get over your fear in one weekend seminar. It's not going to happen.
There, I'm from the school of not asking, but it's impossible. You can't not ask. I mean, you even say, stop it,
Right.
You can't not ask, no matter how many years you've practiced it.
And deep
You do not
down,
retreat, you don't overdo it, but you
Right.
can't actually do it. And I've practiced it a damn long time. It's very difficult not to ask.
Yeah. I think it was Arnabis who used to say, give me the strength. Wasn't it Arnabis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To endure.
There is a Baba quote that actually says, ask me anything. If you cannot ask me, who are you going to ask?
Yeah, right.
Expect an answer in the way that you want it to be. Or in the way you expect
Another
it.
Baba quote says, ask me for your heart's desire and I will teach you how to live without it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
You can always ask your senator, you might get some help.
I think Monty said it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
You just might not get
Yeah.
it. So
No, but
Janet,
it is a personal thing, you're, it's a way of linking up with Baba, but deep down, if you're not insistent or demanding, or if I don't get it, then I'm going to feel less about Baba, then you've gone the wrong You've gone the wrong way.
You know, it makes me think, Jeff, of when Baba dropped his body and people who felt that he had broken a promise by not speaking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it can go that deep, right?
Yeah.
If you're disappointed, then you've missed the point.
Yeah. You know that Baba's doing everything he can for us. I mean, I've said this before. Mara said, if you were to ask Baba for all that he's done for you, your whole life wouldn't be long enough. So you know he's doing so much for us that we don't even see. And so, but yeah, I think that asking him, I don't have any hesitation.
Yes, I think that the whole thing comes down to desires. You know, if you ask Baba to fulfill your desires, but if you're asking Baba for something genuine, like stop it, it's enough today. It's enough today already. In fact, I have an English friend that calls him the stop it avatar, and stop it. That's pretty genuine. You know, you've had enough today, and you can't not do it. It's and you're praising, and even in our praises, there are requests. I mean, in the Gujarati Arti, we're asking to be a must, for goodness sake. I sing that verse very softly.
Well, we do have a few more quotes to go through, and I know people are getting a little tired. So, Janet Jacobs, nice to see you, dear. Jai Baba.
Thank you. I mean, actually, I don't have a quote to share. I have a story about my quote.
Oh, okay.
I got the quote, whatever day it was sent out. I read it, and it was like, in the path to spiritual advancement, there will be physical hardships and then a lot of other really difficult things. And I thought to myself, well, I don't really ever think about spiritual advancement. It's not anything I'm interested in. I mean, I should say, I don't know what spiritual advancement is. I mean, I've read God Speaks, I know all that, but I don't really know what spiritual advancement is. And I thought, well, I'm going to maybe ask Angela to send me another quote. And then I started trying to find that quote, and it has disappeared from all. It's disappeared from my computer, from my phone, all my devices. It's not there. I mean, I have looked in the trash and both, and in the, you know, and I just thought it was very entertaining.
Like,
yeah, and see, there you asked Baba for something, and his timing was just a little bit sooner than you had hoped.
No, I don't think it was spiritual advancement I got, but I did get, I got rid of that quote. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, one way that Baba, you might say, is spiritual advancement, another way of saying it is as your love enlarges, as your love becomes more universal, you are moving, you are advancing spiritually, but it's not like along the path. It's just that you're getting more in touch with who you are, who you really are.
That helps a lot, Jeff, because I really had to say, I don't know what spiritual advancement is, and it's not anything I've ever entertained. But the other thing, what you just said, that is what I have entertained.
Yeah.
That's very helpful.
Yeah, we want to become more loving than that. In fact, Baba said about asking him, he who asks for my love will be my chosen one. He who asks for my love will be my chosen one. So there he's giving a green light to asking for love. Love in this situation, love in that situation, love of myself, love of others. Yeah, can't go wrong. Okay. Hey, Jayashri, did you get a quote?
I didn't get a quote, but I feel that Baba is this, we need not ask anything for him, just if he, sometimes whatever we think, it automatically it gets to him, and just he'll, that my Metal Beach tour is the one of the things that happened to me, and it keeps always happening like that. If anything that is you are thinking, sometimes we need not ask for it. Our thoughts are like, he knows whatever we are thinking, everything what is happening with us. So So that is what I feel the way. Separately, anything for us or for anyone, we need not ask anything for him.
Yeah.
Anything to him. Just only thing is because he knows everything. He knows everything and our thoughts, even everything. That's what I thought. That is my experience. Lots of times it happened to me. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you feel that he knows what
He knows,
you
yeah.
want, what you need, what would
Yes.
be of help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Even sometimes even minor things, small little things, also it happens like that. Suddenly, just in my thoughts, still that is happening in front of me like that. Sometimes even long back, but what I was longing for also, it happens. But oh, you get it done, like please do that. I never asked for it. Sometimes it happens without asking that thought. Yeah, that is his blessing, I feel.
Yeah,
So
real blessing. Beautiful.
yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder if Pam and Danny want to share any quotes. I see them lurking down there.
Yeah, I have a quote here. It's on my screen. I didn't want to print it out because I'm trying to conserve paper and ink. But let me just bring over the iPad to my computer where I can see the screen. And the quote is, "When the mind encroaches upon the province of the heart, it does so by requiring assurance or conviction as a condition that must be fulfilled before there is a release of love. But love is nothing if it is not spontaneous. It cannot be a conclusion of reasoning. It is not a fruit of the spirit of bargain. If you want to be certain about the object of love before giving your love, it is only a form of calculating selfishness."
That's a very powerful quote. That's from the
Interesting.
discourse.
Yes.
Read that again, Pam.
Oh, okay. "When the mind encroaches upon the province of the heart, it does so by requiring assurance or conviction as a condition that must be fulfilled before there is a release of love. But love is nothing if it is not spontaneous. It cannot be a conclusion of reasoning. It is not a fruit of the spirit of bargain. If you want to be certain about the object of love before giving your love, it is only a form of calculating selfishness."
Beautiful.
Interesting.
Is Danny there?
Yeah, Danny's there. Danny.
Are you near where you could come down to the end of this and give us the prayer of repentance?
I think we probably could manage it. Danny,
Oh,
are you
this is
available?
so. I saw Danny come around. Has everybody had a chance to share?
How about Fred? Fred, did Fred Stankus, did you want to share your quote?
Well, my quote was probably given already. Things that are real are given and received in silence.
Believe it or not, we haven't had that one yet.
Oh, really? And I thought that's the perfect Silence Day quote.
Oh,
It is.
beautiful.
And he
And
saved it just for you.
And that's the
Yeah.
quote in the Lagoon Cabin and also at the tomb. That quote is there.
Anyone else who didn't get a chance?
Here's a quote from me while Danny and Pam were setting up. "All differences between each other are merely superficial and cannot affect the love we feel for each other deep down." All differences between one another are merely superficial and cannot affect the love we feel for each other deep down. And why I like that is that what it says to me is we already love each other. That's deep down, we already love each other, and it's just a matter of time of clearing away whatever makes it seem that whatever makes it not seem to be that. So, so sometimes I think if someone doesn't like me, I think, well, they may not like me, but they love me. If I can wait around long enough, they're going to discover that. So it's not like the love has to grow. It's just the removal of the whatever is unloving. It puts aside. Okay, so has everyone else had a chance? This is a beautiful, oh, go ahead, Sue. Oh.
Yes, in light of Silence Day, here is a quote from Baba. It is not through words that I give what I have to give. In the silence of your perfect surrender, my love, which is always silent, can flow to you, to be yours always to keep, and to share with those who seek me. When the word of my love breaks out of its silence and speaks in your hearts, telling you who I really am, you will know that that is the real word you have always been longing to hear. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So if there is, there's no one else, let's have this beautiful song, and then we'll have a few moments of silence at the end. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
We repent, O God most merciful, for all our sins, for every false, unjust, or unclean thought within, for every word spoken that should not have been spoken, for every deed done that should not have been done, for deeds and words and thoughts inspired by hate or selfishness, and for lustful thoughts and actions we most specially repent, for lies and all hypocrisy and sins that only you can see, for promises given but not fulfilled, and for backbiting and slander, relieve our guilt. We repent, O God most merciful, for all our sins. We most specially repent for bringing others ruin, and for every word and deed that's given pain to them. For all these sins, we ask you to forgive us, for you are mercy, and you are here within us, and pardon us all for this debt we can't fulfill, when we think and speak and act against your holy will.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Shall
Jai
we
Baba,
unmute?
everybody.
Say,
Jai
shall we
Baba.
mute and say three
Jai
avatars?
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Avatar Meher
Jai
Baba.
Baba
Ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Tar Meher
Avatar
Baba
Meher
Avatar
Baba.
Baba
Ki
Ki
jai.
Jai.
Tar Meher
Avatar
Avatar
Meher
Meher
Baba
Baba.
ki jai.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Bye.
Thank you,
Jai
everybody.
Baba.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank
Hi,
you, Cassandra.
Cindy.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Thank
This was
Dan,
you.
beautiful.
Pam.
Jai Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jeff.
Happy Silence Day, everyone.
Oh,
Happy
Happy
Silence
Silence Day.
Happy Silence Day,
Silence.
everyone.
Happy Silence Day to
Happy
everybody.
Silence
yes.
Day.
Silence Day.
Happy Silence.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Baba
Jai
broke
Baba.
his silence within us.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Baba
know,
broke his silence within us. Yeah.
someone asked Erich, has Baba broken his, when will Baba break his silence? And he said, when he breaks your heart, cracks open your heart, and you live from your heart, then in you he has broken his silence.
Yes. That's true.
Thank you, Jeff, so much. We all
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
Beautiful to hear. Beautiful
Thank
to
you.
Jai
hear.
Baba, Jeff.
Thank you.